where I visited laboratories of many eminent professors from the Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Science. I recall how Professor Hopewood Park showed me his invention of nano needles, which can pierce and deliver content into an individual target cell. That's how nanoparticle science is shaping biosciences. Then I met Professor Vinod Manoharan of Harvard University, who showed me on the other hand, biosciences are in turn shaping the nanomaterial science as well. He is professor using DNA material to design self-assembling particles. When particular type of DNA is applied on a particle at the atomic level, he is able to generate a prefixed behavior and automatic assembly from them. This could be our answer of self-assembly of devices and colonies in deep space without human intervention. I saw thus within a single research building, I saw how two different sciences are shaping each other without any iron curtain between the technologists. This reciprocating contribution of science to one another is going to shape our future. Industry needs to be ready for it, and academic institutions should be ready for it. Friends, are you ready to bring down the iron curtain existing between various technological groups? Now, a new trend is emerging. The aspect being introduced is that of ecology. Globally, the demand is shifting towards development of a sustainable system which are technologically superior. This is the new dimension of the 21st century knowledge society, where science, technology and environment will have to go together. Thus, a new age model will be a four-dimensional that means bio, nano, info, eco-based. When you guys enter into the world, and you will find all these four technologies coming in a big way, and you have to do all the design development on the products of bio, nano, info, eco-based. I am sure the education system, GL Bajaj institution, is concentrating to build a curriculum which will emphasize the convergence of technologies and remove the interdisciplinary barriers. Now friends, you are all going out of this campus after some years. I would like to visualize for you what the type of opportunities when thousands of students go out of the campus. What is the type of distinct profile of India by 2030, which will enable you to take up one or more of the pillars of development as your mission for national development. Let me explain to you distinct profile of the nation, what it should be by 2020. Another 7 years time, how the country can be transformed. A nation where the rural and urban divide has reduced to a thin line. A nation where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. A nation where agriculture, industry, service sector work together in symphony. A nation where education value system is not denied to any meritorious candidate because of societal or economic discrimination. A nation with the best destination for the most talented scholars, scientists, investors. A nation where the best of healthcare is available to all. A nation where the governance is responsive, transparent and corruption-free. A nation where poverty has been totally eradicated, illiteracy removed, and crimes against women and children are absent. None in the society feels alienated. A nation that prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful and happy, and continues with the sustainable growth path. A nation that is one of the best places to live in and proud of its leadership. Now friends, beautiful thing I said, to achieve this distinct profile of India, 10 pillars of development, we have the mission of transforming India into an economically developed nation. We have identified 5 areas where India has a core competence for integrated action: agriculture and food processing, education and healthcare, information communication technology, infrastructure and reliable quality electric power, surface transport and infrastructure for all parts of the country, self-reliant critical technology. These 5 areas are correlated and progress in an integrated way, leading to overall national progress and development. I am sure all the empowered students assembled here will become active partners in the realization of our visualization of India by the year 2030. You have to carve out an area in which you have passion and you would like to contribute. Now I have a suggestion for Bajaj management. Bajaj, as you are aware, 750 million citizens in India live in 600,000 villages spread across the country. For inclusive development of India, socio-economic and cultural development of these villages is very vital. I have suggested creation of 7,000 Pura complexes of varied type based on the topography and location. Pura envisages providing urban amenities in the rural area, provision of physical electronic knowledge connectivity to be a rural cluster with minimum mass leading to economic connectivity. I would suggest the authority of G.L. Bajaj institution to select the rural complex consisting of nearly 50 villages with a population around 1 lakh in the neighborhood of the college, either in Noida side or in Madura, and transform that complex into a dynamic, economically viable, ethically high Pura complex. This Pura can be named as G.L. Bajaj Pura. Taking up such an important society relevant project will enable the student faculties to have experience of sustained development system like Pura. Now I would like to share two great minds. Now would you like to discuss, ask questions? Otherwise I'll be talking, Which you want me to talking or you will ask questions? I can stop at a particular point, okay? So that you can ask questions, right? You are ready with questions? No. You are ready? Okay. I am going to tell you about scientific metonymy. I would like to narrate an incident which took place during the function conferring Nobel Award Professor Norman Borlaug, a well-known agriculture scientist and a partner in India's first green revolution, with Dr. M.S. Swaminathan Award Gyan Bhavan. On 15 October 2005, Professor Borlaug at the age of 91 was in the midst of all the praise showered on him from everybody gathered there. When Norman's time came, he got up and highlighted India's advancement in agriculture science and production, said the political visionary like C. Subramanian, Dr. Swaminathan pioneered agriculture science were the prime architect of first green revolution in India. Even though Professor Norman Borlaug was himself a partner in the first green revolution, he did not make a point on this. He recalled pride with Dr. Verghese Kurian, who ushered white revolution in India. Then the surprise came. He turned to scientists sitting in the 3rd row, 5th row and 8th row of the audience. He identified Dr. Rajaram, a deed specialist, Dr. Vasal, a maize specialist, Dr. P.R. Barwale, a speed specialist. He said, all these scientists contributed for India's and Asia's agriculture science. Dr. Borlaug introduced them to the audience by asking them to stand and ensure that the audience cheered and greeted the scientist with great enthusiasm. This action of Dr. Norman Borlaug, I call it a scientific magnanimity. Whether it's a management institution or technology institution, they have to ensure that senior scientist, professor, should have a scientific magnanimity. Friends, if we aspire to achieve great things in life, we need scientific magnanimity to focus in young achievers. It's my experience that great mind and great heart go together. This scientific magnanimity will motivate the scientific community and nurture the team spirit. Now friends, I would like to conclude. Let me conclude now. Let me conclusion. Finally, in conclusion friends, for both management technology friends, I would like to ask you, what you would like to be remembered for? You have to evolve yourself, shape your life. You should write it on a page. That page will be a very important page in the book of human history. And you will be remembered for creating that one page in the history of the nation, whether That page is the page of invention, the page of innovation, or the page of discovery, or the page of creating a societal change, or page of removing the poverty, or the page of fighting injustice, or planning and executing mission of networking doers. I am sure you would like to do something different, and if you send a mail to me about your ideas, I will respond with you. And my mail is apj@abdulkalam.com. apj@abdulkalam.com, that's my mail. And if you send me, I will correspond with all of you. Now, finally, I would like to conclude with vote for the students. Ready? Vote for the students. Ready? Ready? Both management and technology students. You are ready? Yes or no? I will have a goal, work hard to achieve that goal. I realize that small a is a crime. Small a, I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity and transform my home transparent. Wherever I am, a thought always come to my mind. That is, what process or product I can innovate, invent and discover. I realize I have to set a great technological goal or management goal that will lead me to think high, work and persevere to realize the goal. My greatest friends will be great scientific and technological minds, good teachers and great books. I firmly believe no problem can defeat me. I will become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. I will work for removing the problem faced by planet Earth in the areas of water, energy, habitat, waste management, environment through the application of science, technology and management. My national flag flies in my heart and I will bring glory to my nation. Thank you very much. Now you can ask, students can ask questions, okay? 5 questions, 5. Yeah. Yes, get up. Give a mic fast. Only one mic give up.
Sir, once there was a seminar and the speaker was saying that success becomes from failure and success becomes from bad experience and experience comes from bad experience. So what was your first bad experience in your life?
Bad experience.
You are in this stage.
By bad experience.
Yes, sir.
Well, in 1901 I have a failure, okay? That means I was given a big project to build a rocket, to put a satellite in the orbit. 1979 I launched. It was a big, instead of satellite going in the orbit, it went to Bay of Bengal, so it was a failure. On the day of the failure, the chief of the organization, Professor Satish Dhawan, he conducted a press conference, and he took the total responsibility for the failure, even though I am the project director, I am the mission director. He took the failure, chief himself. He said, in a year's time I will succeed. Next year, 1980, when he succeeded, Professor Satish Dhawan asked me, the chief of the organization asked me, you go and conduct the press conference, okay? You conduct the press conference. Message is, when success comes, the leader has to give the success to his team members, okay? Whereas, when the failure comes, you absorb the failure. Leader absorbs. Good question. Good question.
Sir,
No, next question. Next question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Where are you?
Sir, yeah, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am Hardik Mehta and I am pursuing PGDM first year student. And I want to ask you that after achieving so much in your life, is there still something which you want to achieve?
Yeah. Lot of things to achieve. I want to see the smile from billion people. Okay. Thank you.
And I just want to ask you one thing.
Use this fellow.
Sir, I just want to ask you that who is the person who inspires you a lot?
Well, it is when I was a 10-year fellow, 5th class I was studying. There I had a teacher. His name is Subramania Iyer. Okay, Iyer, short names Iyer. He was teaching science, how a bird fly, how a birds fly. He went to the blackboard, put a sketch of the bird, put a wing, put a tail, started explaining. The way he explained, then took us the seashore, showed us how the seagulls fly, why he flap the wings. The way he explained on that day, not only I knew how a birds fly, I had a aim in life, something to do with flight. So at flight science, my subject, I took physics, then I took aeronautical engineering, I became a rocket engineer, and space technology started flying. Okay.
Good evening, sir. Suriksha this side. Sir,
Yeah, that's right.
sir,
Yeah.
you're a big man. You've seen good, bad. You've seen the world. But how do you manage to be so polite, so humble with everyone? We often get angry at people, but we've never seen you doing that.
You are talking like a great experienced lady. Well, I personally believe certain qualities we absorb from parents and teachers. I have three great people in my life when I was a young fellow, in your age. One is my father, mother, both are the spiritual human beings, okay? And then the third is primary school teacher. The teacher, when he comes to classroom, we see he radiates knowledge. Teacher radiates knowledge and radiates purity of life. Not only that, he radiates purity of life, is a Gandhian. So these three people influenced me to be a good fellow. Okay?
So what intrigues me is that a man of such high stature should have what drives him. And based on your lecture today, I think it is empowering our generation to build an invincible country. So am I right or not?
Well, my mission now, there are two missions I'm working now. One is how to make India economically developed by the year 2020. I have a hope. The 600 million youth, they are the very powerful resource. If they think that I can do it, repeat all of you, I can do it, I can do it, we can do it, India can do it. So that hope I have got, the 600 million people, and with their power, empowerment, definitely India can become an economically developed nation.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. That means competitiveness is powered by research, and university has to have the motto of teaching, research and teaching. Yesterday value was extra. Today value is everything. Objective value judgment we introduced in education. Yesterday everyone is competitor. Today everyone is a customer. Educated customer is also from education institution. Yesterday, you carefully hear me, yesterday profits were earned through experience. Today, work with integrity and succeed with integrity. All of you, when you graduate from GL Bajaj Institute, you must make up your mind. Will you repeat with me? Will you repeat with me? I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. That's a tough job, succeed with integrity. But that's the vision. That's the real. I am sure the curriculum and method of teaching in the GLBITM and GLBIMR has been designed to cater the needs of the 21st century knowledge society. Now let us study the next point, convergence of technology and the linkage of science and reciprocity. What convergence of technology? When you go to the campus, you are going to have a phenomena, what is called 4 dimensions of convergence of technology. I am going to talk to you. Friends, the information technology and communication technology have already converged, leading to information and communication technology, ICT, as you know. The information technology combined with biotechnology has led to bioinformatics. Similarly, photonics grown up from the laboratories to converge into classical electronics and microelectronics. Now friends, nanotechnology has come in. It is the field of the future that will replace the microelectronics and many fields with the tremendous application potential in the areas of medicine, electronics, material science. When nanotechnology and ICT meet, integrated silicon, electronic, photonics are born, it can be said that material convergence will happen. With material convergence and biotechnology link, a new science called intelligent bioscience will be born, which will lead to a disease-free, happy and more intelligent human habitat with the longevity and the human capacities. Convergence of bio-nano-info technologies can lead to the development of nanorobots. When nanorobots are injected to a patient, my expert friends say it will diagnose and deliver the treatment exclusively in the affected area, and then the nanorobot gets digested as a DNA-based product. I saw the product in sample, one of the labs, South Korea, where best of minds with multiple technology work with a target of finding out-of-box solution. Now I am going to talk to you next few minutes, science and reciprocity. Science and reciprocity is exclusively for researchers, for senior students and faculty members. Let me give an example, science and reciprocity. What is that? Science and reciprocity. Let me give an example. Recently, I was at the Harvard University for teaching, where I visited laboratories of many eminent professors from the Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Science. I recall how Professor Hopewood Park showed me his invention of nano needles, which can pierce and deliver content into an individual target cell. That's how nanoparticle science is shaping biosciences. Then I met Professor Vinod Manoharan of Harvard University, who showed me on the other hand, biosciences are entered shaping the nanomaterial science as well. He professor using DNA material to design self-assembling particles. When particular type of DNA is applied on a particle at the atomic level, he is able to generate a prefixed behavior and automatic assembling from them. This could be our answer of self-assembly of devices and colonies in deep space without human intervention. I saw thus within a single research building, I saw how two different sciences are shaping each other without any iron curtain between the technologists. This reciprocating contribution